Hello and welcome to another DCMU Theme Park News video. Today I'm going to be reviewing Alton Towers. I did Drayton Manor yesterday, that should be going online tonight. And Alton Towers. So, Alton Towers obviously was, and I'm not sure if it still is, the most popular theme park in the UK. I'm going to do a separate review of the hotel because I went there the other week and yeah, I've got my own thoughts about that, to be honest. So, review of the park. And it's been a while. Been nearly 4 or 5 years since I last went. And went the other day. My son was at that height where you can't get on rides, or you can't get on nearly all the rides, you know, all the bigger rides. He's 1.36 now, so he's still 4 inches short of where he needs to be. So anyway, we booked a short break, hotel stop, 2 days on the theme park. So because we did that, I've got this horrible square on the camcorder that's following my eyes around. It's so disconcerting. But anyway, back to the review. Yeah, and we was able to get in earlier. So we went the other week, went on Sunday, 2 weeks ago from now, 2 weeks, 4 days. And we managed to, God, the car parking was horrendous, trying to find a space, my God. But that's for another day. Got on the park, 9:20 we got in. We ran, and bear in mind, we'd already done a day at Drayton Manor, all day on that day when it reached nearly 31 degrees, I think it was, and bloody hell, legs were aching. We're running and you're like, oh my God, you know, and I'm 48, you know, he's not as young as I used to be. Still ran like a twat though. And done it. Ran over to Wickerman. I've not been last year, even though I love to try new roller coasters, but sometimes finances, and sometimes the fact that you know, life. You know, with children it's not as easy, you know. We're not all like the Theme Park Worldwide team and Coaster Crazy. You can, I don't know if they've got children, I don't think either of them have, but you can go to theme parks at will, you know. It'd be lovely to, you know, but sadly can't. Then it ran over to Wickerman, got in the queue. Within 10 minutes we was on the ride. And I've got to say, obviously you got the pre-show, no spoilers, you got the pre-show and then you got the ride itself. And the pre-show, really impressed with the whole package there. Projection mapping, brilliant, you know. And then got onto the ride itself. Operations, I thought were pretty decent really. Multiple trains running, I couldn't tell how many, I think there's probably 3 trains running. Got on the ride and I've got to say, the whole ride, wooden roller coasters for me are generally headbangers, you know. They're as rough as they come. The ones I've ridden anyway, the ones at Blackpool Beach, Pleasure Beach. This ride, we got on the back to start off with. I said to my son, the back's always the most forceful. Got on the back and it was excellent. Even my little, and he's got autism, and he just turned 9 because that we went away for his birthday weekend. 3 days of theme parks, 2 different theme park hotels, you know. And the ride itself, brilliant. Say there's no inversions, it's just up and down, all about air time and going round bends and whatnot. And then obviously the big structure with the fire and, you know, the whole thing. Even the queue line, it was fantastic. For me, Alton Towers, massive thumbs up for Wickerman. You know, if you're rating it as a 5 out of 5 ride, it's 5 out of 5. The throughput's fantastic. You know, the amount of people that are going on that ride again. I mean, the queues are still massive. Oh yes, queues are still massive, but you know, fantastic. So we'll move away from Wickerman. But what we did do, we came off that ride, and because there's 2 adults, although you can cheat the system as well, you know, if you're really crafty, go and get yourself a parents pass, and that enables you later on to go on again without having to queue straight to the fast pass entrance. And if you're clever, you'll get 2 of them. Each parent goes up separate. Obviously, you don't know each other's. I don't know you. You don't know me. Go up and do it that way. Oh, can I fast pass, parents pass, please? And they sign it, and then so yeah, and that's a cheating way of doing it. Obviously, no one cheats at theme parks. You know, you pay for fast passes at a silly rate. To me, don't agree with any fast pass system whatsoever. I do agree with parents, the parent swap. I do agree with that because it's unfair if one parent queues and the other parent sat there like a muppet for 60 minutes, you know, and whatever. So next roller coaster we'll talk about 13. To say it's on the former Corkscrew site. Yeah, Corkscrew, fantastic. Went on that as a kid, as a 9-year-old, back when it opened. You know, great coaster. Went on with a can of pop in my hand and sandwiches. Pop spilt everywhere. I was swearing. You know, great coaster. And that's when we had tobogganing on Alton Towers. You know, some time ago that was. And I wonder if Sean Sandbuck and, you know, went on the toboggan. You know, one of these days I'll ask him when I see him at a theme park. But anyway, 13, you know, I know they overrated it. They ramped it up too much at first. But for me, a great little family roller coaster going round. And that's what Alton Towers needs. Doesn't need more world-class roller coasters. It needs more family roller coasters. And flat rides. But we'll catch that later. It's going to be quite a review. So yeah, 13. Love the, you know, the initial launch hill and drop. And then obviously the element, the drop element, that's great, that is. And I forgot all about that. You go backwards at a pace as well. So that was good. And then it shot you forward and you think, whoa, great. You know, the one thing I will say is queue lines at Alton Towers need more theming, more in the queue line. Music in the queue line, spooky music, and maybe TVs in the queue line that, you know, I don't know if they had them years ago because I can't remember, but, you know, I think it still needs them, you know. So in that same area, we've got Rita. And again, Rita, wow. Say it's only a 60 mile an hour. I mean, some people 60 mile an hour is fast, launch coaster. But obviously I've been on Red Force at Ferrariland and that was a bloody fast roller coaster. Amazing. But Rita, yeah, get in the queue, got on that. And that first day we went, the park was only supposed to be open till 5. Somehow it was open till 6. And we managed to get on after 6 o'clock another 6 times. And it makes your day. You know when you get on roller coasters without a queue and it's like, come on, go around again. Through the fast pass queue. Yeah, I'm not walking through the normal queue. It's too bloody long. Go through the fast pass queue, climb under. And just keep going. And the staff, fair play to you. You know, you made my day. I mean, got on so many times. The force on that initial launch, fantastic. Arms up in the air, all the way around. Absolutely loved it. You know, Intamin coaster. Yeah, fantastic. As for that area, for me, it needs some flat rides. That little bit of an area. So anyway, next on the list, Oblivion. Still an awesome ride. You know, I don't know why they've turned the audio down on that. I presume it's because of them bloody neighbours who moan like hell all the time. And to be honest, if you don't like living there, the theme park's always going to be there. Sell up and go somewhere else where you got the peace and quiet. Why 20 years or so keep complaining? You know, you're just being mouldy, you know, in my opinion anyway. Britain needs theme parks to bring tourists in, to create money, you know, it's all about bringing money in. And if you live in that area, if you don't want to live there, you don't want the theme park, go and move somewhere else. If I didn't want to live where I lived, I'd move. You know, it's as simple as that. But anyway, yeah, still for that tower, that, you know, as it goes over, that drop element, and through the tunnel. You know, I mean, I know it's not the tallest. I've been on Sheikah at Busch Gardens, and that was 200 foot high. Took my 8-year-old, my older son, on that, and he nearly shit himself on that. And I did feel bad. I was holding on to him for dear life as we went down. And still a great roller coaster. Some great force on it, you know. And as you're there, and my seat hadn't clamped me in really solid, so there's movement, and I'm still, you know, the fear factor's still there. So still a great ride. Let's talk about Smiler. Now we know Smiler had the incident, you know, sadly. You know, not really going to go into that. You know, it should never have happened. Simple as that. And the theme in that bloody laughing just gets on my tits. I can't stand it. Can't stand the laughing. Luckily, we had, went on it on the second. Only went on it once because I thought, I could stand the ride. Is it Gerstlauer? Yeah. Went on it once, and I've got to be honest. Got a fast pass, so I didn't have to queue in that insanely horrible music. Got on it, 14 inversions. Yeah, it's a world record. Yeah. But it's a crap ride. It's just too much. You come off there, my head was banging. It was horrible. I couldn't stand it. You know, any other ride on the park I would go on multiple times. But that ride, no. For younger kids it may be alright. Anybody older than a certain age, it just batters your head around. No. Once was definitely enough, and that was over 2 days. And I went on all the roller coasters multiple times. So yeah, world record holder it may be. Sadly, I don't rate it. Too much of a headbanger. I love the inversions on there. Yeah, they were great. They're just way too many. 14, yeah, just too much. Sorry. Next on the list, Spinball Whizzer. And I noticed they got rid of the single rider queue, which was a great way of getting on there. It's like a fast pass because you can get on so quick. There's always spaces. So now the single rider is now the fast pass queue, or the disabled queue, or whatever. And queued up 30-40 minutes. Next day I got on with a parent swap, so I was alright. On that, still a great coaster. Still scary as crap as you're going over them bumps and you're going backwards, forwards. Oop. I do bear reviews and that bear's gone over. Yeah, sideways, you know, it's still got some go to it. And to say there's no actual inversions, still a very good roller coaster. I don't come off whacking me bloody head, you know. So happy about that. So obviously cbeebies land. Octonauts coaster, great little family roller coaster. Lots of good little rides in that area. For me, probably number 3 on the best kiddies themed areas in the UK. So up to about 7 years old, it is a great area. You know, definitely worth taking your child there. You know, and if there's a few of you, one can go on that, the other one goes and does the rides, or 2 of you can do the rides, come back, and then you swap over. You know, great. Went on there when my little one was a bit younger, and yeah, there is some nice rides on there, you know. And he loved in the night garden, and I can't remember that bloody name of the gardener, even though I am a gardener. But yeah, it's a great little area, a great addition to Alton Towers. Probably needs a few more rides going in. I mean, I know it's had the little drop towers in this year, so that's great, you know, good to see. So, moving away from that. So, out of 5, for cbeebies land, for 0 to 7, I'm going to give it a 4.4 out of 5. I think that's a great little area. So, we'll move up to another area. Hex. We're Hexes. For me, Hex. When it came out, I thought it was more like a roller coaster inside a big castle sort of thing. For me, too much horror stuff at Alton Towers. If you've ever been to Disney World and gone on Toy Story Mania, and you've got the shooting games, and it's all themed around toys. For me, Hex needs a revamp. It needs revamping into something that's more family friendly. My 9-year-old went on that, and we had to hold his eyes all the way around. It was too much for him. Couldn't take it. It's an okay ride, you know. It's a bit like Men in Black, I suppose, where different aliens and stuff are coming out at you, haunted bits. But as it is, yeah. I mean, you could get rid of the shooting element and just have it as a ghost ride, on alien ride sort of thing. I'd like to see a child-friendly version of that, family version. So, next up, Nemesis Subterra. What's that about? You spend all that money on I gather is a underground drop towers, and it's not open. It's only open for Halloween. What a waste of money. I'm sorry, but why not use it? Why not use it all year round? If something Alton Towers needs is more rides, more flat rides, absolute criminal waste of space that is. Yeah, you're using it for Halloween. So for the other 11 months of the year, it's sat there doing bugger all. Waste of time. As a theme park enthusiast, put the little roller coaster that used to be in that area back there, little family roller coaster. At least it gets some use. And the climbing frame that used to be there. Nemesis. Wow, is Nemesis still got it? 25 years old, and it's still an absolute beast of a roller coaster. The queue line's good. Not as long as it used to be. It used to go further around the trees and that. That's all overgrown, It's not as long as it used to be. I suppose there were the days when the queues were absolutely horrendous for it. Yeah, the theming's still got on it. Obviously it had that bit of a repaint the other year, and then they put the blood element back on. And yeah, still a fantastic ride. The inversions on that, all the different elements in the roller coaster. Still a fantastic ride, and probably the second best ride on the park behind Wickerman. Anybody who knows Nemesis, you don't need to talk any more about Nemesis. It is fantastic. Blade pirate ship. Yep, in the old Thunderlooper pit. How I wish Thunderlooper was still there, and it's still operating. Fantastic little pirate ship, especially when the operator's got it on full whack. Sometimes it's on a bit of a tame cycle. You think, get it on full whack, But yeah, still good in that area. Glad to see they haven't got rid of it, because it was on about getting rid of it, which would have been sacrilege. Next up, Galactica. Now, when they changed the air to Galactica, I was quite excited. I thought, well, air's not a bad ride. And the queuing's a bit of a ball ache on that ride, but Galactica. So you have the VR element, which has come and gone. So it makes Galactica, the theme, redundant. It does. Because you get there and it says, put your VR headsets on, and you're going into space. No, you're not going into space. You're going for a flipping... so for me, Alton Towers need to re-theme it, either change it to something else, re-theme it to air again, and make a storyline of air in that queue line. Make a storyline, re-theme it back to air. I mean, you still have that round thing what you go through, because it's like a launch thing. But re-theme it back to air, reshoot whatever you've got to reshoot, film sequences and whatnot. Get it back to air. Galactica, it's died. That VR thing's gone, done and dusted. Re-theme it. As it was, didn't really rate the roller coaster, to be honest. I mean, I've been on the flying roller coaster Hero at Flamingo Land, and that thing's bloody horrible. Come off that, and I was off work for 3 days with a bad neck. That's how bad it is. But yeah, it was a smooth roller coaster. You did feel like you were flying, which is great. But it wasn't overly exciting. But then again, when you're watching something that's supposed to be for Galactica, and Galactica's not there anymore, it broke the theme. The theme wasn't there for that ride, so re-theme it. Then you've got, what you had is, what was it called now? I forgot what it was called. The spinny ride. Is it Raptor? The spinny ride, yeah, with the water element. They got rid of that and put some crappy game thing in. And I'm sorry, Alton Towers, but that area, yes, you've got your two big roller coasters. You've got Pirate Ship. You've got the Nemesis Subterra that's closed. You need two big thrill flat rides, or one family ride, one thrill ride. Two flat rides in that area. You could do it. You've got plenty of space. It desperately needs it. You know, need to focus on flat rides as well as your roller coasters. So coming away from that area, the Runaway Mine Train, choo choo. Still a great 2-lap special. Still a great little Runaway Mine Train. Can't fault it. You know, it's not the fastest, but it's got good speed to it. It's a great family roller coaster, and that's what Alton Towers needs. But I'll discuss what it needs in another review. Yeah, it's great as it is. There's no need to change it. Fine. Rapids. Oh my God. So you've got the extra security on the rapids now. Then the doorway to stop people getting up and going over, I suppose. After what happened at Drayton Manor, very sad. Should never have happened. People should not be standing up on rides. If you go on a wet ride, sit down, take the pain, you know, the water. For me, all rapids, like they do in America, especially at Popeyes, you know, all Islands of Adventure, have got seatbelts on. Get people belted up. Because you get people belted up, then you can turn back. I went on the rapids. There's the guns weren't working. That I noticed. They did have guns, I'm sure they did. And phone's just gone off. Yeah, the guns weren't working. The waterfalls weren't working. Water elements weren't working. You turned, and the speed was turned down. You turned what was a very good rapids into a very mediocre rapids. Yes, I know that happened at Drayton Manor, but put seatbelts on, turn it back up again. It's supposed to be a thrill ride, you know. It's like a tame, like a, I don't know, like a little river ride now. You know, we got a little bit wet, but nothing like you should do. You know, needs ramping up a bit. Put seatbelts on, strap people in. The only way forward for that ride. So Battle Splash Battle. Fantastic, you know, everyone's shooting water at each other's. It's a great little ride, you know. You've got the teacup ride that's rethemed into a pirate theme. Again, another great ride. You've got the cable cars. Now, I go on any roller coaster that I've gone on most roller coasters at every theme park in the world that I've been on. I don't think there's a single one that I've been too scared to go on. But the cable cars, we went on them. One each day. It scared the life out of me. Bloody, when they stopped in the middle, and it swung like a twat. And I'm not joking. I'm there, and my little one's okay. He's got autism, and nothing phases him. My wife's holding on for dear life like that, all the way across. I'm there, and I'm like, fuck. And I'm swearing my head off, and oh dear, oh dear. So I went in Sea Life. Sea Life was great, very good in there, you know, it's a nice little attraction. So around the castle, got Hex, great, you know, again, not great for your kids with fear factors, but still a good ride, good madhouse, you know, great ride overall. Then you've got the Cloud Cuckoo Land. So you've got the cinema that's not there anymore, that's not working. You've got the spinny on the cables, swings on the cables, that's not there, not working. All you got there now is a driving school. For me, retheme the driving school, move it over to cbeebies Land. Then that area around the castle, make that an area for 8 to 15-year-olds. Put in multiple thrill rides. Put in a family roller coaster. Even a Vekoma Boomerang, something like what Paulton's Park has got. Put in something there and make that area back into something and theme it around that castle. Get rid of Cuckoo Land, I mean, and theme it round the castle. Alton Towers Castle. and you know, of castle themed rides. And for me, make it an area for 18 to 14s. You know, that's what Alton Towers is massively lacking. You know, I know they've got idiot neighbours who complain about everything, but you could do rides in there. You could do dark rides. You need more dark rides. You got rid of Charlie and Chocolate Factory. I'm not sure if that building's occupied. I know you've got that Alton Towers dungeon that I was not. And why pay for extra? Why pay extra for an upcharge? You've already paid 50 quid to get in. And then you're paying an upcharge. No, I'm not paying a bloody upcharge. I'm not going in it. I don't care how cheap you offer it me on the day. Not going in it. Not for no money. Disgusting. Won't do it. Yeah, but Charlie and Chocolate Factory, get that rethemed, make it into a, you know, the Charlie and Chocolate Factory never worked anyway, because you watch the Willy Wonka film from 1971, you go around there and it's, you know, you could turn it into something much more interesting than what it is, and get that whole area spruced up. And I tell you what, you turn it from the park it is into a world beater. You've already got world beating rides there. You just need something for the 8 to 14, 7 to 14, 7 to 15 year olds, you know. But overall, we had a, I mean, bloody hell, this review's long, I do apologise. We had a great time at Alton Towers. We got on multiple rides. We really did use that parent swap to our advantage. Might have cheated a bit when, you know, signing in twice. But ayo, you know, when it's busy, you know, you've got to do what you can. You know, I'm not paying for fast passes. It's ridiculous. Had a fantastic time. Definitely want to go again. Definitely thinking about getting a Merlin premium pass next year when they're on sale. So out of 5, from what I had, the day, 2 days we had, 4.7 out of 5. It was immense. We had a really fantastic time. But please, Alton Towers, if any of you watch these, you know, reviews of your site, please take it into account. You know, because it's what's needed. If you can do an SW, I don't know, 9, 10, whatever it is nowadays, bring out a new mega thrill ride area. Even if it's a classic ride area, a classic park within a park. But also for Alton Towers, before we finally go, Alton Towers, in my opinion, either a separate theme park in their land, I don't know if they've got the land to do it with all everything else they built, but an indoor theme park, a mega structure, indoor theme park with roller coasters, flat rides, whatever in there, and all year round, you know, whether you have it inside the park or outside the park, you know, in a separate park, like what Ferrari Land is. For me, it could be a massive, massive add-on to the park. I know planning permissions are a swine around there with certain elements, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching this review. If you've got a comment, please comment. You know, I'd like to hear what people think of my opinion and if I'm right or wrong. Cheers. I'll turn it off by the back of the camcorder now, it's dead weird. Cheers.